Christ 17 TV back upside your head with another one. Today we got St. John's on a Sunday morning, boy, playing the champs, UConn, trying to three-peat. Now, today's game was in the Garden, and St. John's started off on fire, hitting their threes, and when St. John's can knock down three-pointers, everybody's in trouble. I'm telling you, because the way they play defense, the way they run up and down the court fast, Rick Pitino got these boys on a different level. I've never seen a St. John's team this good in my life of being a St. John's fan. I wasn't watching it way back in like the 80s. I wasn't, in tune with college hoops then. 90s and up, St. John's fan. But this team here is, we in the Garden. They got the Garden packed. UConn fans travel well. St. John fans are out. You even had Spike Lee there. Spike Lee was there St. John's out when he could have been at the Knicks and Celtics game in Boston. He wasn't though. He was watching the St. John's because this is something special happening in front of our eyes right now, the way Rick Pitino has got this team playing. And that speech that went viral for him cussing his team out and saying you don't give up when you facing adversity, and he just was cussing and going in. That's like a father talking to his son. Those young men in there are like Rick Pitino's kids. He wants the best for him, not just in basketball, but in life, period. And you want a leader like that to lead you on the court, in the battlefield, whatever you want to call it. But Pitino's got these guys on a different level, top 10, swept UConn this year, number one in the Big East. If Creighton loses, to Georgetown, then they clinch a tie, at least a tie for the Big East title. But I'm going to tell you this. This is what I want. I want them to win their last games. They got 3 more games left. I want to say it's Butler. Who is it? Butler, Marquette's the last game, and who else they got? Xavier, I think it might be Xavier. I'm not sure. But if they can run the table and at least win 2 out them last 3 games, they win the Big East all out. They put 50 points up at halftime versus UConn today. And UConn is back being fucking healthy. McNeely's back. They're playing great ball too. They're playing pretty good ball. But St. John's is playing better ball. At one time in the first half, St. John's had a 22-point lead versus the champs. And you got 2 Hall of Fame coaches battling it out with their teams in Madison Square Garden, the mecca of basketball. It's like no other place. You had Bill Murray there because his son's a coach for fucking UConn. A bench coach. You had John Franco there. You had stars at the Garden today watching these 2 teams play, which was fucking great for St. John's. It's so good. They scored 89 points and beat these guys by 14. Beginning of the second half, UConn went on a run. They must have hit like 4 out their first, I want to say 6 3-pointers, and they had cut a 20-point lead all the way down to, when I last seen it, was 9. Then I went to go fix me some food, came back, and they had put it right back up to 18. Then 20. Then at the very end, they scored. Final score was 89-75. The Johnnies going in to this Big East is going to be the first ranked team in Big East play. If they win the Big East outright, then win the Big East tournament, I think this team could be a 2 seed. I don't know about a 1 seed because the ACC got so many teams stacked in the top 20. It's absolutely insane how good this SEC league is. The Big East, we might have 5 teams if Nova makes it. I mean, they have been getting some huge wins. They beat the Johnnies. They beat Marquette. They beat UConn. I mean, they've beat some good teams. But I think the 3 big threats from the Big East: St. John's, Creighton, Marquette. UConn, absolutely, but when you lose 4 star players to the NBA and you're coming back to try to three-peat, it's gonna be all, nothing is impossible, but it's gonna be really hard. So with these guys trying to make a run now, they gotta absolutely try to win their next 3 games because they're falling down and down to like 26, 30. You don't want to be, well, I'll say this. Even if they fall down and be a 10th seed or something that far down, nobody's going to want to play that seed because these guys are coached so well, and when it comes to the NCAA tournament, they're a different animal. I mean, that team plays different. They play hard. Shots start falling. Right now, their shots are not falling for them, but you still got Big East conference tournament. Then, if you make the big dance, you got the big dance. But as a St. John's fan, I'm so happy that I'm finally got to see, or I'm witnessing, a great team. I mean, a great coach. Out of all the years, I wanted a coach like this, and I'm going to tell you the truth. I always wanted Rick Pitino. When he lost his job at Louisville with all that scandal shit they were saying that he went to Iona, I wanted him to go to St. John's. He's a New York guy. He's the perfect coach to coach in the Garden and coach the Red Storm back to where the Red Storm need to be. And that's in the very top. So all I'm hoping for is we continue this run, win our next 3 games. At Marquette is our last game. That's going to be a very, very tough game, but I'm ready to watch that game, and I'm ready for the Johnnies to go all out and kick their ass too. Big East Conference tournament. I want to win that. I want to win that outright. I want to win the conference, win the tournament, and then go into the big dance as at least a 2 or 3 seed. Nothing lower than a 3. If somehow we could sneak to a 2, that'll be amazing. I would love to see that right now. Because R.J. Lewis, I mean, these guys are playing so fucking hard. Kadari's crazy. Kadari goes crazy all the time. I mean, we got some players. Smith is hitting them threes. I mean, Scott's hitting those 3. We got a great team here. R.J. Lewis is definitely a pro. I could definitely see him on the next level, having a great NBA career. He reminds me of DeMar DeRozan with his mid-game. I mean, he could shoot the 3, don't get it twisted. But when he gets down there by that free throw line, that short jumper, from the baseline, that short jumper, it's money, man. This kid, R.J. Lewis, has such a bright future in the NBA. It's not even funny. He's got the perfect size. He's got the build, the strength. He's just a hard-nosed player, and he's well coached. And you rarely see him make turnovers, mistakes, shit that's going to hurt the team. That's the kind of player you want. You don't want some guy who's giving away the ball. Possessions are very critical when it comes to tournament play. You can't give those away with turnovers, just any dumb shit. And the thing, if the Johnnies can clean up they free throw shooting, we're going to beat everybody by 10, 12 points. So many games. All our losses is why one possession. All of them. And in all those games, we missed multiple free throws. At the end, in the second half, multiple. Baylor game, all Ejiofor had to do was make 1 out of 2. He missed them both. They came and shot a crazy 3 and beat us. All he needed was 1 3. 1 3. I mean, 1. At least 1. So, with that being said, man, I'm excited. St. John's, man, another win. Swept UConn this year for the first time in I don't know how long, but it's been a very fucking long time. And they on the rise, man. They are selling tickets like crazy. They can't even fit all these games in Cornerseca because the tickets are on such high demand. This team is doing so good. They're going to have to play more games at the Garden next year because they're going to be even better next year, man. Real shit. So with that being said, hit that like, hit that subscribe. It won't cost you a dime. Like I tell you every time, around this time, I'm Christ 17 TV. And St. John's, baby, is on the rise. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side, player. St. John's, baby, to the top. Let's get a chip. Let's go back-to-back Big East championships. But not UConn. St. John's for this year. Catch you on the flip side, player.